Okay. We should have no issues today. Jasmine. I'm done with everything, so I'm gonna do this real quick and then I'll be back. Can y'all hear me? I make sure everybody can hear. Hey, Larry. Okay, y'all can hear me? Okay. Yeah, I tried to make content over 50 times last night and it would not work.
Over 50 times.
I tried to record so many times last and it would not work whatsoever. To the point it was straight up fighting me. You right, Jasmine. It was straight up fighting me. All right, so I didn't bring the book, but I want to talk to y'all about Sacred Contract. Sacred Contract is a book written by Carolyn Myss. Okay, her first book was called Anatomy of the Spirit, and through Anatomy of the Spirit is where she learned how to tap in and to read people intuitively. So Sacred Contract is a book called, about awakening your divine potential. So I am still reading it, but I've been dissecting it so I can come and share some of these good tips with y'all. So first it starts off by saying, what is a sacred contract? A contract isn't about saying what you mean, it's about meaning what you say. And that is a quote from Oliver Wendell Holmes, which we all have heard. Say what you mean what you say. In this book, she talks about how our biography becomes our biology, right? So through her experiencing, just experiences and talking to people, she began to tap in intuitively because she began to use her archetypes. Archetypes are energy guides that could help direct people towards their purpose and their contract. So once we know what our archetypes is and the ones that we have, we can use them along with our guides and all of our gifts to push through and make this stuff easier. So she described how every reading she opened with an evaluation of a person's spiritual chronology, the archetype patterns that express themselves through personality and life experiences. So when working purposely with our archetypes, you gain further insight about how they function within our psyche. And then there's this quote in the book from Young that proposed a theory of collective unconscious as being mainly populated with countless psychological patterns derived from historical roles in life. So when you think about archetypes, think about, for example, the mother, the father, the trickster, the manipulator, the king, the servant, etc., so on and so forth. And I will go over some of them at the end of each live, or either I'll post them in the content. So anyway, along with our individual personal unconsciousness, there exists a second psychic system of collective, universal, and impersonal nature that is identical in all individuals. So we all have this second psychic system. The collective unconscious is believed to be inherited rather than developed. Each of us have our own personal alignment of key archetypes. There are 12 archetype patterns that corresponds with the 12 houses of the zodiac, and they all work within each of us to support our personal development. All right. So, the 12 patterns work together in all aspects of your life. They are useful in healing painful memories, redirecting your life, or finding a way to express your untapped creative potential. Each archetype represents a face and a function of the divine that manifests within each of us individually. Archetype patterns awaken our own divine potential. They liberate us from the limitations of our own thoughts and feelings. They help us shed light and amplify our own brilliance and strengths. They are a source of emotional, psychic, and spiritual power. We must face and recognize the opportunity they present to learn its inherent lessons and develop an aspect of our personal power. So there are two sides to each archetype, and both can be made to work in our advantage. Our strengths and fears divide our spirit into polarities, into duality, which is why faith and doubt wage eternal battles in our psyche. By identifying and working with our own archetypes, we can learn to consolidate the faces of our spirit and bring its power into our daily life to direct the thoughts and actions. Our energy guides help us act mindfully and honorably. They help us manage our power and live up to our divine potential. So we know we have spirit guides, but once we tap into these archetypes, they work along with our guides. Our spirit guides kind of move us as far as our contract goes. They see like our life plan, so they make sure that we stay on path. When we tap into and get to know our archetypes, we ourselves can look within and put them into our daily routines of how we handle each situation with each individual or each scenario that we face day by day. So in each chapter there is like a sub chapter. So this one is talking about sacred contracts and your divine potential. Archetypes are a part of a person's spiritual chronology. Our archetype inheritance is prehistoric. It comes from our own energy origins in the divine, which is also the source of our sacred contract. And our sacred contract is the guide for our life. Every experience and a relationship you're meant to have. You have a contract agreement with these people or these experiences before your life even begins to support each other's spiritual growth. This includes people we don't like. Everybody plays a part. We have these agreements with each person. So when we come across people that we don't like or people we do like, we learn from each scenario. Every experience, I said that every experience and relationship you're meant to have. This includes adversaries. In each relationship, you have to choose how to exercise your own power. So when we think about choosing how to exercise our power, you know how sometimes we come across people and we might go off, they might do something and we go off, and then they end up spinning the block again and spinning the block again and again. It's because each time we have a choice. And if you keep responding the same way, they're going to keep coming back the same way until we choose to act differently. Choice is your greatest power. Choice. This, this, this blew my mind. Choice is your greatest power. It is greater than love. With anything that we do, we have to choose to do so. So even with having free will, you still have to make a choice. You still are making a choice in everyday life. All day, every day, we are choosing what we do and what we don't do, what we allow, what we don't allow, what we want, what we don't want. It's all choice. The power of transformation rests entirely within you. When acting against your intuition, you are acting against your divine potential. Your divine potential, also through your dreams, you learn to stop in moments and read situations symbolically. So I've been trying to practice this. I've been working on practicing this. When certain things happen, just like hit the pause button. Hit the pause button, actually look around, observe, read what's happening in a symbolical way versus just how you would normally go about handling that situation, and see how that moment specifically works within your contract. Your divine potential is the fullest expression of your spirit. It becomes more audible as you release the need to know why things happen as they do. It becomes more perceptible as you decide to look past or beyond the physical plane of life or illusions. It motivates you to stop and to discover the greater purpose and meaning of your life. You have to learn how to act with courage, self-confidence, and faith. These are potentials you need to discover within self. They are spiritual qualities that must be earned. So we are all called to grow beyond ourselves. Okay? And then I'm going to share, let me see. I'm going to share this last little part with y'all, and then I'm going to do another live for the rest. All right? So we have divine logic, and then we have divine order. Divine logic and divine order are different from earthly logic and reason, and can't always be perceived by our minds. So if you think of like biblical cultures or biblical or cultural miracles, these accounts indicate that deeper truths, that the divine consciousness is not easily apprehended by our human faculties. So when you have people who just refuse to think outside of the box. You have people who, yeah, it's an actual book. It's called Sacred Contracts. It's this book right here. And it's an audible on, you can get the audible or you can listen to it for free on YouTube. I'll send you the link if you want it. It's really, really good. Because like I said, the introduction alone of this book will think you are in a chapter. And you haven't even got to chapter 1 yet. So, to fulfill your divine potential and even daily life problem solving, we must enlist a higher plane of consciousness. We must go beyond reason to where we can see and understand the symbolic or greater reason of each experience. So, when we can't process what's happening in the naked eye, we need to elevate our minds and we need to go beyond what we see and read the feeling of it. To sit and hold on, we need to sit in it and read the feeling of it and get the symbolic meaning of it. And in order to do so, we have to, of course, raise our vibrations and not really think with our minds or how we feel in those moments, but listen. We have to stop and actually listen to see what's going on around us at that time. So let's see. Where did I stop? Okay, to fulfill your divine potential and even daily life problem solving, we must enlist in a higher plane of consciousness. We must go beyond reason to where we can see and understand the symbolic or greater reason of each experience. Your archetypes or your guides into this realm of symbolic perspective. So this is where another place where you'll use your archetypes. By learning to identify your energy patterns, you will be able to gain a much greater vision of the meaning and purpose of your many experiences and relationships. When life plans are interrupted, you can choose, because it goes back to choice. You can choose to view it as a contract intervention rather than a crisis. It's all about reconstructing your mind and operating on a higher vibration to really get through your life and fulfill your contract. Symbolic vision gives you choice, the way to see things that occur. So then we have balancing fate and free choice in your sacred contract. Cause and effect, written in the stars, one life or many, karma or fate. The laws of the universe, such as cause and effect and magnet attraction, apply equally to all. We embody the law of the universe whenever we exercise our power of choice. I make a choice and it has a consequence. regardless of who we are. But we can influence the quality of the consequence if we are mindful in our intentions. So everybody has cause and effect. However, your effect depends on you. It depends on the choice. It depends on your intention that you are operating in at the time when you decide to do whatever it is you decide to do. We can influence the quality of the consequence if we are mindful in our intentions. Our intentions do not change the laws because all choices have consequences. But if our motivations are compassionate and sincere, the consequences are more likely positive. Like reap what you sow. If you put out bad, bad is gonna get you. Like it's gonna come back to you. If you are doing something for somebody and you have the best intentions, even if they don't receive it and it's not, appreciated, the fact of the matter that you did it with great intentions will reap you great rewards. Let the emotions be a guide to the answer. Answer not the problem. Right. So as part of our relationship with the divine, it pushes us to learn lessons and work on our spiritual growth in ways we sometimes consciously resist, because before being born, we forget our agreements. We remember our purpose only by searching for it. Choosing to enlist the aid of archetypes, spirit guides, and the grace of God through power, through prayer, through meditation, helps us fulfill our contracts faster. The extent to which we can decode our contract will depend on our willingness to accept that everything we do is for a purpose, for greater than we will ever know. Every deed affects your life and others, good or bad. So that goes back to what I was just saying. All right. Last little nugget of the day. Transformational agreements speaks about utilizing the life we have been dealt and transforming what we are or what we may view as bad or tragic and transmute this in order to push us toward our fullest potential. It speaks on how not to allow the tragedies or things such as limitations keep us stagnant. So, an example that she used in this book was this lady had an accident. She was a teacher of some sort. I think she taught swim or something. And she had an accident where she lost her leg. I want to say she became paralyzed, if I'm not mistaken. And of course, she was like, what do I do? How do I go back to normal life? So you go through this process of being, hopeless and desperate in a sense and depressed, and you feel like your life is over. That was before she knew the power of transmuting what happened to her, because in a sense sometimes things that look like it failed us or we failed in was actually put in place at that time to push us further into our purpose. She thought she would never teach again. She thought she was just disabled at this point. So the example is having an accident, not being able to do things the same as before. Traumas and disability are included in the perspective we have of these situations. It speaks on how even though things are different and we may no longer be able to do what we once did, it shifts us. It shifts us into our perspectives, and we have to surrender to the divine. Once she actually shifted her perspective in this book, the lady that was telling her story about becoming paralyzed, she shifted her perspective. She went to volunteer at a school of disabled kids. And she didn't look for a job. She didn't search for a job. That was just something that she could do. Maybe I could help those who are disabled. Let me just go, let me just go and see what they're doing. This lady transformed lives of these disabled kids and gained her purpose simply by taking something that she thought was the end of her world, and it actually pushed her into a whole nother perspective, a whole nother world, her actual greatest purpose, because she ended up being contracted. She ended up starting her own school, if I'm not mistaken, or her own program. And she found joy once again, even though she couldn't do the same thing she did once before the same way. Something within her changed to where now, where it seemed like she lost something, she gained way more. She lost her legs, but she gained a purpose all over again. She gained stamina all over again. She gained courage. She gained a passion to help those who were possibly born with that disability. They didn't go through a trauma to where they lost it. Some people are just born that way. And she found a spark in that. And that's how we have to look at things sometimes when we try to do something, or we try to do stuff and it's not working, or we can't do what we once did before. It's not the end of the world. Everything happens for a reason. Everything is a part of your contract. And once we stop and we don't, we're human, so you have your moments. You have your down moments. You have your, oh my God, how I'm gonna make it. You have your moments of despair and all that kind of stuff. But once you come out of that, and actually once you learn about these archetypes and you begin to decode your contract, you really don't even go into those moments. You have these human experiences, but you walk in a way where people who watch you begin to question, how did they recover from that so quick? Or why are they not sad? Or if it was me, I'd probably just give up. People begin to watch you, and then people want to know, and that's how we go about bringing others along on this higher plane. You have to see your life purpose as something you're supposed to be rather than something you're supposed to do. Too many times we have people telling us what we're supposed to do, what we should be doing, how we should be living. Your purpose is a teacher. That don't mean that you have to go to school and get a education, a degree in education. That does not mean that at all, because the lady who wrote this book, she was in theology and writing. That was what her degree was in. And now she is helping the masses, the ones who would listen, tap into a greater power of self, of knowing how to operate in this world. So when it comes to something people consider to be your calling, just know that you don't have to have one calling. You don't have to follow the life that other people want for you. When you are not operating from a space where you feel fulfilled and you feel that you are really giving your all to it with happiness and joy in return and passion, that's not where you're supposed to be. That's not for you. Um, just because we are in the world do not mean we have to operate in the ways of the world. So that concludes my live for today. I will come back so I can share some more. We can get into grace and charisms, because that's what's next. And I hope y'all enjoy it. Go get the book. Go and get the book, or go get the Audible and really sit with it. Don't just skim over it. Don't just find the good parts. It's really no bad parts in this book. This book will really help you, especially those who are on a spiritual path. It will help you find out things about yourself that, if you didn't really look into it, will take you probably years. It will probably take you years to master. So again, this is Sacred Contracts. I'm just doing a key review. I will take clips. If I don't take the whole thing, I'll probably post it on my YouTube. And my YouTube is in my bio if anybody want to go back and listen again. And I don't know when my next live will be. I was actually supposed to go live later because I tried yesterday, but it wasn't in my divine timing. So I will probably go live again tomorrow, or I may just make a video on the next section and then the next one after that go live again. Thank you for the gifts. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the shares. Thank you for the joins. Hey, y'all have a good day. I gotta finish my errands. I had to pull over. Okay, I'm just checking comments. Right, when it hits, that's a whole nother thing. When it hits, it hits. When you gotta do something, you gotta do it. I know my obligation, and that's why I'm so excited to share the information, because with me going deep within this book, and with me being the seeker that I am, and with me always looking for ways to elevate and walk fully in my purpose and bring others to their purpose, I form even deeper questions don't have answers.
Okay.
I tap in. You gotta tap in.
You know, have to move around. I had the kid music in the back, so I'm like, we can text.
Now we can think.
We
Yeah,
can
you gotta
text.
tap in. Listen, I am excited.
Yes, I'm.
I'm
Somebody
excited.
excited. It's
At some
me.
point, I'm gonna host classes. Okay, everybody. At some point, stay tuned for my location to be dropped, because I'm gonna be doing some seminars and things of that nature. But I'm just getting started in this moment, in this aspect of things. So it's gonna go fast. So you be on the move. Just for
It's
me
gonna go.
doing this right here, it's about to catapult into something so worldly amazing. I can't wait for it. I'm excited. It really is. Just a feeling.
Man, like you said, oh man, divine timing, man, is crazy. But information like this helps tie in so many spiritual ideas that we have always kind of maybe agreed with and felt, but not knew where to place it. Like
It never
divine
is done.
timing, and even with, like, if you think back to the Bible, Judas, he was supposed to do that for Jesus, so Jesus could be Jesus. Like everything,
Everything plays a part in the great divine. The
everything.
divine lies
It's
within you.
exciting that we could just take a step back emotionally and then look at purpose and then be like, oh, okay.
Yeah, because nobody just has, everybody don't have just one purpose. I have several. I have several purposes. I have several jobs when it comes to the spiritual community. So it all goes full circle. But I love this book because this book allows you to think outside the box, and it allows you to start practicing and putting forth effort in your everyday life of I don't have to go off every day. I don't have to be mad every day. I don't have to wonder why every day. I don't have to have answers every day. Everything is within its divine timing. I can just sit back now, like I'm out right now. I'm looking around. I can be like, these people are crazy. I don't bother me at all, because I'm where I'm supposed to be to do what I'm doing. It flows.
Period.
It just flows. I love the fact I'm getting in the practice of reading things symbolically in
Yeah.
saying, wait, because if this is supposed to happen already, if this is a part of my contract already, wait, okay, now I'm in another moment of my contract. Let me look around. Let me observe.
Right.
Okay, so you supposed to say that. You supposed to offend me right now. So I can choose. Now that I know, I
Yes.
can choose how I respond to that.
Yep. Yep.
Do I run you over, or do I say God bless you and thank you for our time and our energy transfer because you just helped me reach a whole nother level just that quick.
Man, come. Where? Oh, y'all, don't forget the collection plate down there. I know, but
You
no,
just
for
helped me reach
real.
a whole nother level.
Period.
Now I don't like saying this, and it's a little contradicting when it comes to me. For those who know me, know, but we don't have to always know the reason why or what's next. Or when I seek on a level of I just want more. I want to know more. I live this life.
Understanding,
I don't
yeah.
pick it up. I don't put it down. I'll fuss about it, but this is my everyday, all day life. I don't step away from it. So it's only right for me to keep saying and keep seeking and keep getting knowledge and downloads so I can come back and share it to others who are either walking into it, want to know more about it, deep into it, but want, higher elevation because it's infinite. It never stops. It never stops. But we'll get into that a little bit more. I can't give y'all all the tea right now because I'm still dissecting. And by the time I finish dissecting this,
Take your time.
it's like I'm
Yes.
dissecting this book and writing a book all at the same time.
At the when he do it, if we go with the
All at the
flow,
same
we
time.
be amazed the stuff that come about when we really go with the flow. Uh oh.
Loosen up on the people. Her phone died. Okay, there we go.
You're back.
There we go. And she's
But
back.
baby, no, when I learned that alone, like think about it like this. Just like you said, people could be oh, I see. People could be waiting years for this information or to even get to this place without this information, right?
Mhm.
So before I had my beautiful tribe, when I just had Katie Cakes, that was what she was about two, so this is about 12 years ago. When I was just sitting in my car, have my little moment, have my little smoke, drink like if all this. And then I heard something say, if you wanted to, you could actually be happy, right? I'm like,
It's our choice.
I said, I'm gonna try it. And just bush the information. I said, okay, I'm sitting in my car and I say, the fuck am I feeling? Is this peace? What's happening? Wait a
It's
minute.
all it's
It's
all
here.
it's all choice.
It's perception.
What you
It's
choose.
choice.
It all goes back to choice. So everybody remember that choice is your greatest power. Choice is your greatest power. And when you have these interactions with people and these experiences with people, you have an agreement with that person. That person is fulfilling their agreement and you are fulfilling yours. Even when they are getting on your nerves. And for the most part, which I am going further than I expected, but for the most part, those who get on your nerves are those who are helping you the most.
The most.
They are helping you the most because it is allowing you to see something that you just cannot stand within your own self.
Within our own self.
So
Period.
yeah, get the book.
Get
Get
it?
the book. I don't even care. We need to start a book club and we pass this mug around. Get the book. Get the
Right?
book. I can't wait till I finish this one so I can start Anatomy of the Spirit because I can't wait to get into it.
Mm-mm.
But yeah, Sacred Contract is on Amazon. I'm pretty sure it's at your local library because that's where I got mine from. It's Audible. It's on YouTube. If you want my keynotes, I'm probably gonna type up my keynotes and make it into a document. If anybody just wants them to have them, because even if those who choose not to get the book but still want it, you can just get
Mm-hmm.
that. It's still, it's very helpful. It's a gold.
It's
That's a
it,
gold. It's a
man.
gold mine.
I'm so
Uh-huh.
excited.
So stay tuned from Professor Chantal Jones, okay? From
Bring
the
your
message for
notebooks.
you. Get your
Bring your
notebook,
notebooks.
especially by the time we get to chapter 5, which I will let you know ahead of time. Get your notebooks.
I think I
Take
just finally
notes.
made it to 2. So please say
Take
that.
notes. But it's good. It's so
It's
good.
good.
That is so understandable.
It's thick.
Take your notes. Um, if you got any questions, now this will not be the only thing that I talk about, but right now it is the main thing that I'm talking about. We will still tap into some other spiritual aspects of things. However, do not get on here asking me about Tyrone. I don't have time. Okay? Tyrone was.
No time for
You made an
Tyrone
agreement with
today.
Tyrone, and you and Tyrone's agreement has been expired. All right? So let Tyrone go on and help the next person that he's supposed to be torturing.
Period.
That's it. That's all.
Period.
That's it and that's
In
all.
peace. Be free.
Indeed.
Look forward to the new adventure.
Indeed.
Listen, new adventures, baby. Let's go. That adventure word been tough lately. But
All
yeah.
right. So I hope somebody caught something from this. Sit in it, marinate in it. I'll post clips later. It's about to rain again. Look at that. So you know the internet is about to go.
Look at that. You caught you better be on it. You
Divine timing.
better see.
Divine timing.
Beautiful.
All right. That's it, my lovely people.
Peace, love, and flow, everybody.